Shalom. It says, back to this. It says footage of shooting that went down at Yo Gotti's mother restaurant PRIVE in Memphis has been released. Left two people dead and five injured. So here's the clip. All right. So as you can see, Jake and them are some brute beasts, animals, simple, being there together, trying to whoop somebody, but be hitting each other. You can tell the Lord don't that you can't control if you die or not, because dude, you can see he already laid one person out, and you still want to stick around, like you can just dodge bullets and shit. But that be the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Can't nobody escape the death. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Right, man. So the man that is tender and delicate among you, at one point in time, Jake was brothers to each other. His eye shall be evil toward his brother. His mind shall be evil toward his brother. Blacks hate other blacks, or same thing with the Latins and Native Americans for whatever reason, man, whether gangs or whatever. And toward the wife of his bosom, this is a curse. Jake hate their own wives, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. And that's why there are single mothers, because of this curse. And, Esau helped bring in this curse by way of his laws and legislations that he passed. And, the woman ran right with that shit. Verse 55, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat. Right, man. And it's coming to a time where Jake gonna eat their kids, man. When famine come about and it's only you and your kids, Jake gonna eat their kids. The kids might eat their parents, you know, all because they didn't want to come back to the gospel. But the Lord's servants, the ones that's putting up these videos that y'all mock and look down on and want to kill, we gonna eat. Yahweh we of the elect, we gonna eat. We ain't gonna be eating no people, you know. And the time that this happened was during the time period of Masada. It's in Wikipedia. Look it up, man. Jacob was eating their belts, amongst other things, because there was no food, And then they did a mass suicide. But you'll have to look that history up. But it says, because he hath nothing left him in the seas, no food, and in the straightness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. Right, thy enemy was Esau during that time. And it's coming back where Esau gonna come in as a flood amongst Jake and be killing a lot of Jake's off. And Esau is the reason why these famines and stuff is happening. All this stuff is being orchestrated. So, because he got to bring in this new world order. So he's setting all this stuff up. But meanwhile, you at these clubs, uh, killing each other, acting as animals for whatever reason it may be. Drugs, money, Jake can find all type of reasons to kill each other. Brute beast. That's why it's not good to hang at these clubs, at these bars, these restaurants. Times is getting very bad. And then if you do go, you gotta go being wise and at a wise time, not blending in with all the celebrations and stuff that's going on. That these heathens, because Jacob and them are also called heathens in the scriptures, partake in, man. So you gotta watch your back. You gotta stay circumspect amongst these animals. You know. This is Sirach chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force. That spirit that's created for vengeance is the angels. The angels are putting the spirits on people to take life. The angels are killing these people, man. It says, in the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. And you see the fire that came out of that pistol. That was the spirit. The angels are made from fire, man. That was the spirit, man. You know? Whether these guys were sacrificed or not. But let's believe the Lord are taking people out in all these devices that they are to partake in. Feel like you. And this very much well could have been a sacrifice when you're dealing with these rappers and stuff. So I got one more clip. Hold on. All right. As you can see, it says triple shooting leaves one dead in Whitehaven. So I'm going to play this video clip.
This is my second son. You got murdered less than a year. How heartbreaking. A mother's grief. She's stricken after bullets claim the life of her second son. Gunfire erupted in the city overnight. At least 10 people shot, 3 dead. And there are multiple scenes. Right now, a group is working nonstop to make sure retaliatory violence doesn't happen. WRAG investigator Jessica Gertler talks to that group and to that mother who had just found out her son didn't make it. Early Thursday morning, a large crowd gathered outside Regional 1. 2 shootings within an hour sent 9 people to the hospital. Their loved ones stood frantic, devastated, including a mother. I don't know. All I know, they say he got shot multiple times. Too upset to go on camera, she told us her son was one of the victims. He didn't make it. He died in the hospital at just 23 years old. He just turned 23. Oh, I'm so hurt. Her son was one of 3 shot at an apartment complex off Neely in Whitehaven. Police say the shooters in a black Infiniti opened fire without a care for what or who they hit. The bullets flew across the parking lot and into several buildings. You can see bullet holes marked by police just like those in several apartments. Cars were also struck, windows shattered. We saw a shell casing in the street. Crime tape and gloves lingered next to blood that children walked past on their way to school. A lot of this stuff is going on just because it's just people don't know how to deal with conflict. Delvin Lane is with 901 Block Squad, a group trying to curb gun violence. He and his team worked overnight, going to both the Whitehaven scene and a scene at PRIVE in Hickory Hill, where police say an argument in the parking lot ended with 7 people shot. Lane says their goal is to stop retaliatory violence from happening. Once people are shot, a lot of people in the uproar. And so we want to try to calm the nerves of, family members in the community. He talked to us on the phone on their way to a state prison where he, Memphis police, and juvenile court are taking some children to show them what their life could be if they don't change their path. We got to start thinking before we take these drastic actions like that. Like what we saw Thursday morning, leaving families feeling helpless, distraught, grieving. The mother we talked to is begging for an end to the violence. She says she's now lost 2 children. This is my second son. He got murdered less than a year. Jessica Gertler, WREG.
Right, all because Jake don't want one, adhere to law, statutes, commandments. 2, you women can't raise y'all sons to be no man, man. And then 3, they listen to all this rap music, and y'all women endorse that shit. This woman has been taken over. The world hasn't been taken over by women. The elites put the women up for all this chaos to ensue the way it is, and you women go with it, man. So that's what y'all get, man. And then y'all kids, like I said, y'all kids listen to these rappers like Yo Gotti, end up getting caught out there in these events, man. And then y'all want to be on the news crying and stuff, and y'all ain't even supposed to be on the news at all. So this is all right. This Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will shew thee. Right, man. So remember the days of old. The days of old was our history in the Bible, what our ancestors went through, man. And we are our ancestors because there's a such thing as reincarnation. So we have to learn what they did, how they did it, and what was right and what was wrong. And we are governed by the law, statutes, commandments of the Bible, and our power is Yahweh. And His Son Yahweh Shai, which is our King, man. So we're supposed to go and seek to find out, that information, and it's gonna guide us, uh, you know, so that we will be in good graces with the Lord, man. But Jake don't want that information, man. They want to be in the streets and gangbang, man. And that's why I say Deuteronomy 32 and 7. Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will shew thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. So you're supposed to be able to go to your father, your elders, of your nation, and ask them, you know, about your history, because your history in the Bible gonna keep you on the right path, man. We supposed to be following the law, statutes, commandments, not Esau's laws, not what these rappers say, because Jake them are lost out here, man. And the fact that they're lost is what's getting them killed. You know, this is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes. Wait a minute, Deuteronomy 4 and 1. Now therefore hearken, O Israel, the blacks, the Latins, and Native Americans, unto the statutes and unto the judgments, which I teach you, for to do them, that ye may live and go in and possess the land which the Lord Yahweh, by Shema Shai, the power of your fathers, giveth you. Right, man. And this applied back then on our way into Israel, and it applies now today because we're going back to Israel 1. So I'm reading again, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 1. Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you for to do them, that ye may live and go in and possess the land which the Lord Yahweh your power, the power your fathers giveth you. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it. Right, man. And they got so many different versions of Christianity that it doesn't make sense. And Esau gonna be destroyed for that, man. And the Israelites that partake in that gonna be destroyed for that. That ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your power which I command you. Your eyes have seen what the Lord did because of Baal Peor. For all the men that followed Baal Peor, which is another way of saying the devil, the Lord thy God hath destroyed them from among you. And that's what's coming to these rappers. And that's what's coming to Jake that want to worship the devil. When you outside of the truth, the knowing that you're an Israelite and being taught the right doctrine through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shema Shai, is being taught by the apostles, and then you worshiping Satan, and you're gonna be destroyed for that. Verse 4, it says, But ye that did cleave unto the Lord your power are alive, every one of you this day. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Right, but the nations look at us like we ain't shit, like we the scum of the earth, and they putting poison in our food, feeding us food that's killing us off, all because we're not adhering to the law, statutes, and commandments that the Bible speaks of, man. And Jake went off and started worshiping idols. Hence the reason why we're in this predicament now today. Same shit that you see on the TV, they was doing back then, killing each other, man, fighting and all that. This is Ephesians chapter 6 verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. And to be strong in the Lord means you have to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. You have to come back to your history, your heritage. We're not gonna be perfect with the law, statutes, and commandments. We do have grace, man. You're not gonna be able to keep the statutes, laws, and commandments perfectly, man. You ain't gonna be able to do because the Lord made us subject to vanity. He didn't make us perfect. We're gonna be perfect in the kingdom of heaven. But what you can keep, you keep, man. The statutes, laws, and commandments is going that's gonna be said because if you wasn't out, if you wasn't, you know, you can't just go and kill somebody. One, two. It's finna get into it. It says, verse 11, put on the whole armor of the Most High that ye may be able to stand against the wiles mean the tricks of the devil. When you come in the spirit of gang banging and killing people and listen to these rappers and these rap music, and even these rappers, when they done sold their soul, sold out, worship the devil, etc., all of that is part of the deception and the tricks of this white man, this devil, man, because he's in power. He uses it to destroy our nation, whether he set you up to help destroy the nation, or you be taken out by the demons and the spirit possession that's put upon you because you listen to the rap music and you follow his way of life. All that would be could be stopped if you would put on the whole armor of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, which is the Bible, which is the gospel. It says, For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. Right, so we are up against the elites that run this place, the Rothschild families, the Banker families, the 13 Illuminati bloodlines, and they deal in witchcraft and blood sacrifices and stuff that we can't even see and didn't know exists because we were blinded because we were following his ways of life. That's why you have to come back to the Bible, man. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh by Shema Shai, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day. And we living in the evil days, and they're only going to get worse. And having done all to stand, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. Right? There's a role for men to play, and there's a role for women to play. And you will figure out your role by coming back to the Bible. And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. And that the gospel of peace means there's peace between you and Yahweh by Shemal Shai. Because the reason why people being taken out is because the Lord is declaring war against them. The Lord has declared war against his people. That's why he's taking them out, man. Just like how the white man declared war against these nations, the Lord declared war against his people for not adhering to his laws, statutes, commandments. So he's taking them out. It says, Ephesians 6 and 15, 14. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. Quench meaning to put out the fiery darts of the wicked. Understand his way of life, his trickery, his deceit. That's gonna get you killed. You know, but you can only understand and perceive it by coming back to the gospel. The way you protect yourself in these times and keep yourself from all this mourning, because people, look, all your generations of family that's over here in America gonna die unless they're of the elect, man. So you thought because two of your kids died within a year, man, your sister finna die, your brother might finna die, your cousins finna die of all the generations. Picture you going to a funeral 50 times in 1 year. What type of mindset would you have if you weren't in the truth? You would bug out. You wouldn't even go to them damn funerals. If anything, your ass would be in a mental home somewhere or something. Or you probably killed yourself. That's why you got to come back to the gospel, because you need your mind to be stable in the times, because there's more death coming. The shit that you seen on what is it called? Um, Dawn of the Dead. Them movies with them zombies, and there's dead bodies everywhere. That's what's coming to the U.S. And a lot of these nations, our countries, are already going through stuff like this. America's just gonna be the last ones to get it, and everybody over here weak-minded, etc. Because of the shit that they listen to and the shit that they partake in. So Ephesians 6 and 16. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. Right, man. So you have to know what you're up against. This next precept is Job chapter 14 and Slack. I got these precepts. I don't have these precepts in order. I just got them wrote down on this piece of paper, man. But yeah, I write this out. Brothers are edified by this. This is Job 14 and 1. Man that is born of a woman is of few days and full of trouble. Right. So, we have been raised up on our mothers. Majority of the nation of Israel has been raised up under their mothers due to Esau and his laws, legislation, and his witchcraft. And our mothers can't raise us because they are women. They are emotional. We need the man and the woman. We need that correct balance to raise the children, but in the word. So when you raised by your mother, it says, and full of trouble, you become one of these gangbangers, these no good, killing, drug dealing human beings, man. Because you being raised by your mother. You raised to be emotional. It's in the Willie Lynch letter, man. And you women go with that. You women like y'all kids being tough and, oh, my son gonna defend me, and all this, got your son being all emotional, not thinking logical about the situation he get himself in. So when he out in these streets, all that BS that you taught him, you know, he use it and it gets him killed, or he ends up in jail, or ends up a homosexual, or whatever the case may be, man. You know, it's y'all women fault, man. Y'all women sided with the devil. This is what y'all get. But this is the last precept, because in actuality, he isn't dead. We don't die. Our spirits go back to the Father, and we get reincarnated back into the flesh. And good thing the kingdom is next, so we ain't got to keep going through this stuff. This is our last captivity, and us being rulers of this world. We once were. You would know that as you come back to the Bible, we're getting put back on that pedestal, so to speak. We're getting raised back up to be the rulers of this world, understanding good and evil, and it's gonna be forever. So it ain't gonna be no more crying, ain't gonna be no more tears, and ain't gonna be no death, etc. So all praise to Yahweh Shema Shaki. This is the last go round, last captivity, and all the other nations are gonna be in captivity up under us, man. But the white man, Esau, the devil, after his 1,000 years of slavery, he gonna get thrown in pits and done away with. He gonna burn him with fire, destroy him forever. White man getting done away with after his slavery. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. It says, "Then shall the dust return to the earth," because we are made from dust. When you put us in the ground, we go back into the ground, "as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High, who gave it." Right. And our spirit returns to the Father who gave the spirit. We don't go to hell. That's a precept for a cut for the hell doctrine. We go right back to the Father. Our spirit goes into the Father. And since the kingdom of heaven is next, you're gonna be birthed back into the kingdom. Your spirit gonna come back down. So without going into too much detail with that. But with that being said, call law, Yahweh Shema Shai, double honors to the elders and the apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that are doing truth and sincerity. Shalom.